The sugar daddy trend is common throughout South Africa, but there's nothing sweet about them. The futures of thousands of young women are being destroyed by their relationships with older men. Nonhlanhla met her sugar daddy almost 20 years ago when he approached her at school. She was just 17 years old at the time.
One lady came and said, "There's a guy who's looking for you." And then I was saying, "There's no guy who will be looking for me." Then say, "I think it's your father or something." No, my father passed away a long time when I was 10 years. Then when I went out, it was this guy. And then I asked him, "What do you want?" Then he said, "I like you when you were out from your house. Then I followed you to school. What are you eating for lunch?" And then I said, "Nothing, because my mom is not working, my aunt is not working." Then he said to me, "Let's go somewhere and then I'll buy you something to eat." Then we go.
Giving in to her hunger, she allowed him to take her out for food. After that first meeting, it wasn't long before she was his girlfriend.
He started to give me money. A day he will give me 500, go and buy something at the house. Tomorrow I'll come and pick you up after school, and then we'll go. I'll go with you so that you can go and buy some clothes for yourself, so that when we go to the parties, you look nice. Then he'll give me money for hair and all the stuff.
Nonhlanhla's family knew about their relationship, but allowed it despite the almost 20-year age gap between them.
I explained to my aunt the whole situation, and then she said, as long as he's gonna help us in the house, because you can see that I'm struggling and your mom is not working, your mom is very sick with sugar, so you can go along with him as long as he's doing everything, buying us food and all the stuff, because we used to sleep without food.
Nonhlanhla began to fall in love with the man who was her family's savior.
At first, I was not like sure that I love him, but when he starts doing all the things in the house, as I said, buying food, buying clothes, buying me something to eat at school, I thought that he loved me, and then I started to love him.
A few months later, she lost her virginity to him.
I did ask him, "Why don't we use a condom?" He says, "Don't worry, I'm safe. You are safe with me. Don't worry about the condom. Nothing will go wrong."
She never felt she could insist on using a condom.
I was afraid of getting pregnant, but then because he was doing everything, then I had to do it because I felt like I owe him. So I need to pay him with something.
All she had to pay him with was her body. Studies show that the bigger the age gap between sexual partners, the less likely condoms are to be used.
And how do I engage this man? How do I negotiate for a condom with somebody who's old as my father? Will I be able to say, can we use this? And even if you can introduce it, if he doesn't want to use it, you're gonna lose your gifts if you don't do it. When a young woman is in this type of a relationship, power becomes unequal. The man comes from the powerful situation. Power as in age, power as in even the finances. So when you are in this powerless state, you can't talk to him about his other girlfriends, I think. You can't, even if you know that there's another person in this relationship, you can't negotiate safe sex.
Nonhlanhla was devastated to find out about his other girlfriends and his family at home.
I thought he would make me his wife, but then after finding out that he's having wife and kids, he denied everything, and then that's when I see that he was lying to me. He was after what he's after.
In grade 11 at the time, she discovered she was pregnant.
Can you imagine a 14-year-old who now has to become a mother? A child now has to look after another child. What does that mean? It means this child has now become an adult Before they've even enjoyed their childhood, they now have to take responsibility for somebody else.
At just 17 years old, her life began to fall apart.
When I go to book for antenatal, that's when they took the test. Then I found out that I'm HIV positive, and then by that time there was no nevirapine, no ARVs, no nothing. It made me feel bad because I started not eating in the house because I was like crying the whole time. Why did he betray me like this? Why did he take my virginity like that? Thinking that I'm gonna die. I think that I'm gonna die because at that time people were dying today and every day.
Research shows that the majority of new HIV infections in South Africa are amongst young women between the ages of 14 and 24, and older men between the ages of 30 and 49. It's clear that sugar daddy relationships are a main driver of new HIV infections.
So when you talk to some of these young girls, they will tell you older men don't want to use condoms. They don't want to use protection. So you can imagine sugar daddies by nature, by their definition, is not usually one relationship. It's usually a multiple relationships that are happening at the same time. Now, if this man has relationships with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women and does not use protection, you can imagine what the implications are in that situation. If one of them has an STI in that ring, the results are too ghastly to contemplate. That may be infecting all the partners. And
the wife of Nonhlanhla's sugar daddy was also infected with HIV by her husband and died a few years later. It's likely that his other girlfriends also suffered the same fate.
After I found out that I was HIV positive, I wanted to get out to the relationship. Then he started to be abusive, beating at me. He had a rope in his car. He will take a rope and hang it at the back and hang me to the leg or to the neck, and then he'll just take me, roll with me and take me to the dam, say I'm a bitch, I need to wash myself and all this stuff. It was very painful. I feel very bad because I was really raised in an abusive family. My father used to beat my mom when I was young. I will watch my father. It was like a shebeen here at home.
There are 9 million children in South Africa growing up without fathers. For some young girls, the attention of an older man represents something they've never received at home.
Girls will tell you, my father has never hugged me as a father. My father has never told me that he loves me. Now, if this girl meets a scrupulous old man in the street, somewhere who offers to buy her a drink, is willing to embrace her, is telling her how much he loves her, there's that search for a father figure in your life that people think we can substitute that which I miss at home by this man who has time for me.
It's important that fathers play bigger roles in raising and caring for their children.
There's no man in his right mind who will agree that his 14-year-old can have a relationship with a 30-year-old man. Most men, if you ask them, what if it was your daughter? They will tell you, no, I will kill that man. But he finds it nothing wrong to do it to someone else's daughter because it's something detached from him, far from him. But if he begins to relate to his children as closely as a father should, he will therefore see another child just as his daughter.
At the age of just 18, Nonhlanhla was a mother, HIV positive, and trying to finish her matric. All of her dreams came abruptly to an end.
I felt very bad because I had plans, so many plans that when I finish school, I want to go and do chartered accounting at varsity, and then starting to have a man who will love me and get married and have kids and have my own place. But look, at the end, my dream now has been shattered.